What's up, guys? It has been forever since I've even really touched YouTube. I've given some thoughts on coming back, but I haven't really ever done anything about it because I've either gone away or or I've just never gotten around to it, or I've been lazy. So, my name is Morgan J. Fold, for those of you that do not know. If you do not know, I have no idea how the hell you got here, but if you do know, welcome back, and thank you for actually taking time out of your day to watch this. I just wanted to talk about a couple of things as to what I want to do with the channel in the next few months, what I think of weather for the next few months, what I've been doing while I've been gone. Just really a whole catch-up video, and this is going to be completely informal. I'm not going to touch this. This is going to be unedited completely. I'm just going to get it done, and then go to YouTube to upload it. It is 3:15 in the morning my time, and we're going to just kind of discuss what I've been going through. So, I took 3 weeks at the end of July, and I went out west, did college tours. It's really hitting me now that, wow, that's coming up really, really, really soon now. And when I've been trying to piece it all together, in the back of my mind, and I've been doing this for a while, in the back of my mind, I think, what am I doing with this? Because I've got over 1,000 of you, way over 1,000 of you subscribed to me. For what reason? I have no idea. But I've got a bunch of you subscribed to me for the weather stuff that I do. And while I want to continue on this, I just don't. During the school year, I'm backed up. I'm going to be backed up again this year, too. I definitely did put too much on my plate this year, once again. But a lot of stuff to do with that. I'm going to try and at least be frequent-ish with uploads or streams or something like that. Whenever I find loose time, I'm going to attempt to put content out. As when I can find loose time when I'm balancing health and stuff like that, because that's going to be a challenge for me as well this year. And particularly in the months of September to November, it's going to be scarce because of the amount of college app work that I have to do. So because of all that, stuff may be a little bit more infrequent then, but by the winter time and stuff like that, by snow season, should be having that all up. So I went out all the way to the Rockies. Beautiful, beautiful place. It was great to get out of here, because I love New Jersey and I love being around here, but yeah, I need out sometimes. And really just gave me a whole different perspective on what the world is around me, because I'm used to the suburban areas up here of northeast New Jersey, and driving through Route 80 in the middle of the plains was very eye-opening for multiple reasons. I've never seen as many wind turbines. I'm going to take these off. I've never seen as many wind turbines in my life as I had seen in that little stretch of time. And when I piece it all together, I think that there's very good merit to why I would want to be in an area like that, whether that be for weather, for just for life in general. That kind of place is really the place for me. And when I'm looking at colleges and stuff like that out there too, gets me very, very excited for what the next few years brings for me. And really hope I can keep doing this as well through college and stuff like that to some extent. I hope that I can continue to grow and stuff like that on here. So I wanted to get on here to talk about life and to talk about the weather, because surprisingly enough, that's a thing, to some extent at least. I'm not 100% sure really what we're doing at this point. Severe weather has been dead all summer. It's been dead basically since the beginning of June. We've had a few events here and there. We've had, oh gosh, what have we had? I streamed the Morton Tornado, which was my highest viewed stream ever. Thank you, by the way. I haven't done much of anything on this platform since, other than watching stuff. But let us, while we have some time here, and now that I have wasted a bunch of time for y'all, let us actually get into some weather stuff, because that's new and different. I just have my whole screen up. You know what? I can make my camera a little bit bigger down here. So let's unlock this. Just kind of go like this a little bit, and will adjust as need be, whether that be for a different website or yada yada. Like I said, totally informal. I'm not even going to touch this after the video unless I say something that I'm really not allowed to say. In that case, I'll scrap the whole thing. So I'm going to zoom out here. So we're about to enter a third season La Nina, and that brings me concerns for a few reasons. So 0Z GFS, this run was scrappable. So I've just been looking at GFS runs consistently lately. One thing is apparent to me, and that is the fact that we're going to have a wave coming off here soon. It's going to happen. And the reason that I say that is because of the vorticity and stuff like that I'll show you coming off Africa. And that's something that I'm going to have to show y'all in a little bit here. And I need to fix something with my pen tool. There we go. Okay. So yeah, like I said, wave here, probably going this way, if maybe not a little bit more south and up, could even go through the entire island. It's hard to say as of now. And one thing that I'm also trying to take note of is whether or not there could be multiple waves, because that's also been a possibility on different runs. But models have generally been trending to something forming in the bathtub. The bathtub of the Caribbean, and just kind of progressing up toward the Gulf of Mexico. And it's either that or what it's done in some models, and I'll see if it does it in any of the other ones that I have here. One of the other things that it's done is it's dropped north of the islands, toward the Bahamas, and instead gone up east of the coast. But generally what it's been doing is trending south of the islands and then going into the Gulf and pulling a Hurricane Laura. So I've been trying to kind of dissect as to what it's been doing what the possibilities have been. Excuse me, as of late. I can't speak. That's been another issue of mine as of late. I've been having very bad speech issues, and I have no idea why. They seem to have ceased now that I've started recording something, but they've been pretty bad as of late. And then there was this run where it just spat out north of everything, and ended up towards Bermuda. So that was a possibility, but I don't really see that being a likelihood. But what we've got right now, and I'll take a look at satellite here. Is my camera still good? Yeah, my camera's still good. We've got a lot of bubbling thunderstorm activity with this thing as this continues to push off of the African coast. And I've generally been taking note. We'll speed this up a little bit. It's starting to spin a little bit, but not quite that much yet, which is why it's not designated yet for variety of reasons. But a lot of bubbly thunderstorm activity. You've got a boundary up here. I've got a pen to do is that boundary up here. Bubbly thunderstorm activity all across the board within the center of this system. These are going to generally start to trend toward the west. It is also possible, but probably because of this boundary, probably not. It was possible that this could go up toward the north and west, although I don't see that really being a possibility at this point. Because of this may just shunt it south of the islands entirely and completely bring out the going up the Atlantic coast option, which would be good news. I do think that would be one of the better outcomes of this whole situation, especially considering the likelihood that I think there could be many other storms that travel up that way for a variety of reasons, starting with the 30-year La Nina and starting as well with the fact that our severe systems have been screwed the entire year. So, like I said, I'll come back here. That's weird. A lot of bubbly storm activity, like I said, a little bit of it off to the west. I don't foresee that being much of a thing. The reason I see this particularly actually doing something is we take a look at if we go into it a little bit more. Excuse me. Particularly on vorticity, you can see that there really is something trending in that area. So particularly right off the coast where it was. This is a little bit of something, but not too much to really anticipate more development. I need to switch back to this. Again, wave showing up there, and then at 500 millibar, and then at 200 millibar doesn't really show up, but that doesn't really matter all that much. Point is, there is a wave present, and it hasn't really materialized quite yet, but there is a burst of energy off the coast to get this thing going once it does get itself underway. And see if we take a look at the winds. Go back a little bit here when it's a little bit more. It's probably about as combobulated as it's going to get. You can generally see the wind barbs kind of rotating clockwise here. But there's a lot of stuff around it, and this is, again, why I'm saying it's not being designated yet. It's still got a ways to go before it really becomes anything of note. I do think, though, that we're going to have more issues this year than we have in years past when it comes to the late season development and the autumn stuff, September, October storms than we've had in the past. Main reason being, A, we haven't had anything this year yet of note, and B, like I said, severe weather systems have been screwed up, and excuse me, the way these pressure systems are going to be diverted is going to be different than in years past, only slightly different from last year, but it's not going to be as much directly west. Stuff is going to turn north, whether that be into the Gulf or east of Florida, or into Florida even. I think, particularly when it comes to that there's going to have a necessity for a lot more advanced notice than we've had in years past. Another thing I want to note, clear pocket of wind shear right here. This is where the wave's developing here. It's going to be pushing west. It's got basically open air to do so. All the more heavy sheared environment is to the south and the north of it, which is why I don't really see the northernmost option of whatever the model runs were showing being a possibility, just because it's not going to form in that kind of environment unless it kind of just tilts northwest slowly. But even then, I really don't see that northern of a trend being that much of a possibility. Not a whole lot of convergence yet either, which is again why this thing is struggling to materialize, but give it a few days, I would say. It's got the energy to do it off the vorticity max and stuff like that. I do think it could pose a tropical threat in the coming weeks. It's going to take a while to get toward any kind of landmass, though, to threaten. So that is the good news. We've got time to kind of figure this thing out. We've got time to really dissect it more. And I've got time to brush up on my weather because I have no idea what I've been talking about in some of these things, and it's kind of an eye-opener to, wow, I have lost my touch since I got off of this, which is another reason that I want to keep going. It keeps me updated. So, because of this third year La Nina that we've been talking about, also should anticipate the increase of more southern pressure systems, I do believe. Cold temperatures in the Pacific, everything's going to rise north, and everything's also going to be shunted because of the, I expect omega highs again this winter and stuff like that, so everything's going to be shunted south. This could, in my honest opinion, and we'll just take a look at it briefly here, what I've been referring to. You've got some general invests there. The main thing I anticipate, though, and I'll just kind of sketch it out here. Let's do it this way. So, you've got your La Nina here. It's way farther south, but point made. What I anticipate this year, and we had a lot of them last winter, a lot of high pressure. That's not a high pressure. So, a lot of high pressures I anticipate up here. These should, in theory, push down into the central United States, possibly even the northeastern United States, Great Lakes region. What that's going to do is low pressure systems that come off the Cascades should eventually end up being shunted in combination with the drier low pressures that form in the southwestern United States. So you're going to have low pressures that form up here. They come down. They get blocked by the high, and what they would do is come down, get the moisture. They produce severe weather down in the southeastern United States and the southern United States. Not a surprise. Either going to be wind or possibly tornadic events that we might have in Dixie this fall and possibly this winter as well. And then there should, in all likelihood, probably be an increased risk for nor'easters, really expanding from the mid-Atlantic coast all the way into the interior northeast. So stuff like that is going to have to be on high watch. It even already happened with the system in recent days. It just, low pressure got shunted off of the plains into the Appalachians and then off along the coast, got blocked by a high, and then barreled up like a nor'easter. It was very strange. But I do think that stuff like that is going to be more likely this year as we get into the later stages of a La Nina. Although, don't know if the La Nina will hold up for next year, but that's way, way, way out in the future. So, takeaways from this video: I need to brush up on weather. That is the main one. I am giving myself too much of a life. That is another one. I hope to be back soon is the big one, and I hope to be back in some capacity for the fall and for tropical season, because I feel like that's going to be an important time for updates and stuff like that. I feel like that's going to be an important time to get information out to people. So we're going to try to return for that. Like I said, I've tried to do stuff in my time home over the summer. Severe weather's been dead. I have nothing to stream. And the way that I work, and I don't know if I've ever gotten into this publicly, but I am now, I guess. If I don't have something to cover, I kind of disassociate, which is why y'all will sometimes see me go quiet if we're kind of in a dead period of a particular stream. Situations like Morton, unfortunately, are where I thrive. I say unfortunately because stuff like that I don't want to happen. But when there's always something to constantly keep up on, always people asking questions, stuff like that, that's really when I'm in my best version of myself in front of a camera. That's my best version of the the radio voice Morgan that most of y'all are accustomed to. Not much of a camera guy, I'm going to be totally honest. I've never really... It just seems like streams don't get much more appeal without a webcam. So I just said I have it, I'll throw it on, because I'm off a laptop, so it's easy enough to do so. Main thing is that I'm going to start to get into this more. Going to brush up on some things. Hopefully should be back in some sort of capacity, some sort of functioning capacity for September. So I hope you all understand why I've kind of just not been around as much. Weather, it just seems like weather in general and the people involved in it haven't been around as much over the summer, because hey, people have been enjoying their summer. I'm still off. I'm from the Northeast. We don't start until late, and particularly in New Jersey, I don't start until the second week actually of September. So I've got time yet to prepare and stuff like that. I've got time to brush up. I've got time to do summer work that I still need to do, and I hope you all just get where I've been at. Hope everything's been great for y'all's summer, and I hope that y'all see a lot more from me in the coming days, whether that be on my Twitter, and if you don't follow me, MJFold54. I see me a lot on there for various different reasons, and hopefully I'll be starting to produce more videos and streams, probably more so streams than videos though, come September and October. So thank you all for your understanding. It's been a long few weeks for me. After coming home and then having to do a camp and stuff like that, and being able to sleep in my bed is really underrated. I hope y'all don't take it for granted. So with that being said, I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm actually gonna get some sleep now, and thank you all for taking some time out of your day to listen to this, and hopefully I will see you guys soon, whether that be, like I said, on Twitter or on here. So take care and peace out. Oh crap.